I've always wanted to melt things together. And, you know, so steel and plants, okay, that's what I wanted to melt, you know, that's what I'm putting together. My interest in horticulture kind of blossomed when I had this position with a horticultural company from Denmark that we introduced hydroponic growing to the US and Canada, and had a project at Disney World, which is still there today in future farming. While there, I saw the topiary sculptures that Disney World was doing at their tree farm and decided to pursue it. You know, I watched their workers doing just what we're doing over here, stuffing the pieces, and thought, I can do that. And I asked the lady if she needed someone to subcontract for them, and she blurted out, sure, we'll pay you $18 a man hour, and this one took us 95 hours, and I'm going like this, going like, okay, you know, and that was in 1992. I figured at that point that I had to make these things correctly, and I asked my father how they made them, how did Disney World make these creatures, and he said that they took this kind of wire steel. We happen to have some rebar there. We happen to have a table vise like the vise that's on the side of the trailer here, and he showed me how to bend the steel. And then he showed me, well, they probably weld it just like this. That is a 1934 design Lincoln arc welder sitting there, and showed me how to weld it. And I put the two together, figuring that that was something like peanut butter and chocolate and of my own sort. I figured that I would be able to, you know, stick with this and be able to make some slightly larger pieces. I wasn't imagining making a 45-foot long T-Rex here in the driveway and then chopping it all apart and then reassembling it in Chicago in some guy's backyard. No, I didn't imagine that. The plants that I like to utilize for most of the sculptures, it depends on the region of the country or what country you're in, I suppose. Permanent pieces, if this portion was going to be a permanent piece planted in someone's yard, I would plant boxwood shrubbery up into the frame underneath it and let it grow in. That or ivy vine. If it were absolutely in the south or in Florida or Texas or something, would change to creeping fig, Ficus repens vine, which is what Disney uses. That's what basically all their green stuff looks like down in Florida, except the ones that are in the far landscape or in the pieces that are hard to get to, they utilize fake material. Oh my God, it's fake. So yes, and I use a lot of fake stuff too, and it works really, really well. And it lasts for 5 to 7 years. It was nice to be able to have that beginning, and it's led me to all different kinds of jobs, you know, because I had that tag on me that I was, you know, builder for them. We've gone from everybody from building 15-foot tall Absolute vodka bottle in St. Thomas, Coca-Cola polar bears 15-foot tall in a mall parking lot in Santiago, Chile. The job that we're doing right now for San Diego, we're going to make most of the material here, stuff it here, send it to there. Then we've got 6 people coming that are going to plant the pieces on property. I often get asked, what's the strangest project? And it's usually the next one because I have no clue. You know, I never made any lungs before, you know, and there you go. There's 4 sets of them. Topiary Joe has some passions. Yeah, one of my biggest passion is with automobiles. I like old cars. I've restored and had restored something like 200 cars. Basically, my whole business is to support my car habit. The customer list goes corporate, from Absolute to Disney to American Express, Google. Oh yeah. One of the favorite shops was in Negril in Jamaica. I got to spend 3 months on the beach in Negril with, you know, being a guest in one of their suites and having my shop across the street with 4 Rastas working for me. And I had them dreadlock 480 pounds of nautical rope, and we utilized that to cover Big Bird with. For an example of the adaptivity of what we have to do, Bubba and I were in New York this weekend with a sculpture of a cobra that I brought the head part. I forgot the middle part and the tail. What do? We head off to Home Depot. This is the final end of a cobra tail that we stuck into the ground and absolutely planted with plant material all in one morning. Because why? Because we forgot it. Knoxville Zoo, I contributed Pinky, a 12-foot tall pink flamingo. Other pieces of Topiary Joe that are in Tennessee, mainly in this town here, we have like 15 different sculptures in town on the street. It seems Tellico Plains is a topiary town. The motorcyclists here that come by Topiary Joe, there's like a million a year it seems. They're all going up the Cherahela Skyway and coming back down the Dragon. So we decided to make a nice motorcycle sculpture out here that they can all play on. My topiaries look more like realistic sculptures than not. You know, I want when it's a finished product, I want it to have movement, have form, and be correct. I believe the difference are in the curves. Making the pieces anatomically correct when you add material to them, they actually still look like an animal rather than a puffball. I see myself as being rather busy. I know that I'm going to be extremely busy in this next year, and with some of the aid that I have from some of the people that I know right now, I'm going to be able to do my goal of rolling one of my sculptures across Pebble Beach, the car show there. I want one of my sculptures to roll right across there and go, yeah, that'll make my day.